So, I've been watching Naruto for the first time actually. Yeah, I'm sure that could be quite surprising to many of you. But so far I've been overall enjoying the show. You know, aside from the filler I needed to skip. Either way, that's not the topic of this video, now is it? But what I'd like to discuss today is about one key point within Naruto Shippuden. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. So, what I'm specifically talking about is when Naruto is in the midst of training to add a chakra element property to his Rasengan. There's naturally one major issue: time. It's certainly not on their side, and such a skill Naruto desires to learn takes like years. So in order to combat this, Kakashi devises a training exercise that requires Naruto to create dozens of shadow clones. All of them at that point are required to carry out basic mundane exercise routines. But once summoned back or destroyed, all the knowledge and experience is digested. In a sort of sense, they're dividing the time it takes by the amount of shadow clones at work. And in Naruto's case, this is only possible because he unnaturally has an extreme ample amount of chakra. But, you know, rip our boy Yamato because he has to help control that chakra. Nevertheless, I believe this is a great representation on how intense skills are developed. I'm going to use art as an example because, well, I'm currently learning how to draw. Okay, now with art, an important thing to learn is form and perspective. One beginner exercise to improve is to draw three-dimensional shapes within a 3D space within perspective. And at first, yeah, drawing cubes, spheres, and cylinders, etc. is boring. Very boring. Now, if we compare this to Naruto's case, staring at a tiny leaf for a long time just to cut it isn't really that fun at all. Nevertheless, like Naruto, we all have to do the bitch work at some point or another, and each of his shadow clones represents how long it's going to take. Continuing on, Naruto, through hard work and time, is able to cut a waterfall completely in half. Wow, great, wonderful, boom, he is clear, he's set, all that great stuff. Yeah, 100% wrong. Just when Naruto is satisfied with his training, Kakashi pulls a 360 on him and reveals that he can also use Rasengan. Yeah, Naruto doesn't really take this too well and calls Kakashi out for bragging. I feel like a parallel comparison to this is when people often get annoyed, mad, or even disappointed within themselves when they're compared to others or when they compare themselves to others. And I'm very glad the show demonstrated this factor because it plays a big role when learning a skill. Everybody always runs into that wall. Once Kakashi finishes bragging, they go over what Naruto's next training exercise is, which will be combining Rasengan with an elemental chakra property. Of course, Naruto is a character that's always upbeat, optimistic, positive. He thinks of this as something that's going to be really easy, something that's not going to take as much time because, well, he already has both things. He was able, like I mentioned before, to cut that waterfall in half, and he already has Rasengan under his belt, so to combine the two shouldn't be that challenging. Of course, Kakashi settles down these expectations and informs him that not even the 4th Hokage was able to master this ability. Okay, enough chit chat aside, he goes in, he's revved up, he's gonna start his training exercise, everything's gonna end up well, he's got the optimism, he's got the pump, he's gonna do everything successfully on the first try. Yeah, no, he gets his ass handed to him right away. Expectations versus reality, people. Naruto is getting beat down to the ground. Nothing seems like it's going to work. And even Yamato is like, yeah, I don't know how long this charade can keep going on, but Kakashi's like, look, this is the only way this can happen. I take what Kakashi says to heart very much because I think people, including myself, feel like there's this magical shortcut that's going to solve all our problems and let us achieve our ambitious goals, but that doesn't really exist. There are never shortcuts, but only detours. And I know what a few of you may say, that Naruto is taking a massive shortcut because he's using his shadow clones to cut the time drastically. In this case, however, I feel like this shortcut definitely has some pretty big trade-offs, considering that he's extremely mentally exhausted after each session. Also, like I mentioned before, Naruto is one of the few people that can even do this type of training because he has enough chakra to summon dozens and dozens of shadow clones. On top of all that, Yamato needs to be there 100% of the time to help stabilize utilize Naruto's Nine Tails chakra. Anywho, back to Naruto's training, and at this point he's pretty much done for. He seems like he's out for the count. He wants to give up. He even kind of beats himself up, which really isn't within Naruto's character to do so. At this point he's collapsed on the ground, and I'd like to say at this point he has what I like to call a wake the fuck up moment, and he's like, look, I gotta keep going on, head first, no shits given. What wakes him up is his reminder for his ambitions, his goals, to save Sasuke, to become Hokage. All that stuff keeps him back on track, and that can work for anybody in real life as well, to keep their goals in mind, to not let them go off the beaten path. In order to have success, in order to have focus, you need to have a clear, set objective in mind. Nevertheless, at this point, the viewer is made to believe that Naruto's going to get this right now. Hooray, the celebrations are going to ensue, everything is going to go as expected within success. Well, I mean, that's what I thought that was gonna happen, and to my surprise, he failed again. I mean, I thought this was it, like this was gonna be the aha moment, but no, he failed again very miserably, and for once this ambition he always has doesn't help him in this case. I don't know, that really resonated with me. You can have all the ambition in the world, but if it's not being put in the right place, or you don't have the right mentality at the time, then it's not going to work out the way you want it to work out. And as a result of this failure, he has this very bitter attitude, and it's very disheartening to see all this. For Naruto, it seems he will never make any progress whatsoever. He informs Kakashi it's as if he's required to look left and right at the same exact time. Quietly, Kakashi summons a shadow clone. Kakashi himself looks left, and the shadow clone looks right. This is what I like to call the aha moment. It could be very obvious, like in this case, but either way, it gives Naruto enough information to lead to success. These sequence of events have really taught me a lot, or at the very least refined the ideas I've been learning throughout my art and YouTube journey. For a lot of these issues and problems, you need to think outside of the box, or at the very least, take a few steps back, breathe, look at it through a third-person perspective. And like I mentioned before, sometimes the answer is so obvious, but you're never gonna get to that point if you just keep beating your head against the wall, hoping for something different to happen. I'll give you an example. Recently, I've been trying to have more focus while doing work, so basically not going on my phone or doing any miscellaneous stuff along the way. These distractions do not enable me to get work out as soon as I can and in the most efficient way possible. And for a while, to solve this problem, I'd be like, alright, let me just throw the phone away, let me put it on do not disturb, all that typical stuff, and that kind of worked for a bit, but there was kind of a bigger underlining issue with all this. These small solutions really didn't fix the bigger problem. And eventually I came to the point that, well, I need to start making a schedule for myself to get myself focused, to have this obvious goal in mind of what I should be doing at that specific hour of that specific day, etc. So yeah, that's exactly what I did. I made a schedule on an app. I was ready for the next day. I was hyped. I was like, look, I'm gonna do this. I finally got the idea. The first day of going through my schedule, I totally, let's just say, destroyed it. Everything was going well at first, but then, of course, after the exercise part, I was so drained and tired, obviously because my sleep schedule really wasn't that good in the first place. I decided to take a nap, a 15-minute one, by the way, which led to a 4-hour nap, and that basically destroyed the entire day I was working towards. Yeah, I really was not feeling mentally well that entire day. A lot of thoughts were going through my mind, like, can I even pull this off, being a YouTuber, being an artist, all that jazz? If I can't even focus and figure out a schedule, a simple one, mind you, if I can't handle that, I can't handle other things. Let's just say, theoretically, I hit 1 million subscribers tomorrow morning as of this recording. Would I be able to work with that? Would I be able to handle the pressure, basically, if I can't even handle a schedule? Later that night, I was like, look, let's give this another shot. I know that failure is part of the process. I know that I need to embrace it. So yeah, what happened the next morning? Well, spoiler alert, it is the next morning, and as of this recording, it's 12:56 p.m. and I actually have been sticking to my schedule schedule, because now I know not to take a silly ass nap, or my bad, a 4-hour nap. Yeah, sorry about rambling, but I thought that story was rather important and it had some relation to the video topic at hand. Basically, what I want to get at is that it's a super inspirational show. I've been learning all these little nuances from it, these little tiny lessons, these demonstrations, and trying to put them into my real life to help me solve these issues. And I hope this is what you take away as well. If there is one thing you need to take away from this, is failure, 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 failure is good, good, good. It's good, it's fine, it's normal. Naruto does it all the damn time. All the time. And you know where he ended up? Okay, look, I mean, obviously we know he's gonna become Hokage. Like, that doesn't surprise me at all, but you get my point. Alright, I think I'm gonna end things right here and right now. If I go on, I'm gonna be rambling for even longer, and that's no good. What do you guys think about the video? Should I do more videos within this style? Hell, should I do even more Naruto videos? Because, like I've been saying, I've been recently watching the show and I've been enjoying it a lot. Please voice your comments, your criticisms, or anything that comes to your mind down below in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, hit that sub button, slap that like button, you know the good stuff. Also, if you're interested to see even more content from me, I have an art Instagram down below, and I have a Twitch channel where I stream video games and all that good stuff. Actually, I do occasionally stream art as well. I stream 4 days a week. Check that out if you're interested. Nevertheless, thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. I 100% appreciate it, and have a absolutely wonderful day.